Alright, welcome back. This is Umberlay, and I'm doing another free-to-play tutorial style tips and tricks on a free-to-play character. I made another brand new character. This one is a Sith sorcerer, and this time I am going to go through a lot more like keyboard commands and other very simple things that maybe brand new players don't really know about. So hopefully we can get through all of that fairly easily. So I'm just going to come out here because this is not the phase. And so the first thing I'm going to do is, of course, get my bars. So I'm going to use the same one that, not that one. I'm going to use the same one that I normally use. And so to do that, I'm going to go down here to this little plus bar, and I picked a preset that I've already made on another character, which once you have one set up, you can do. And or you can just create an entirely different one for your new character, and you can do that by opening the interface editor, and then you can move around all these separate little things and place them exactly where you want them. So you can move the mini map, you can move your achievement tracker, you can move your mission tracker, you can move your social notifications, you can move where your companion is, you can move all of this stuff. You can customize the size, you can make it larger, you can make it smaller. So all of this stuff is customizable to, exactly how you would like it. It's maybe not extremely intuitive to some people, but once you start playing around with it, you can really make this screen, the screen you look at while you play, to be however you as the individual player would like it. No, I do not want to save the changes. No. Yes, I want to leave, but I don't want to save the changes. Okay, so yeah, you can really make the screen to be, just as customized as you want it, so that when you're playing, it looks however you want it to look. Okay, so since this is a brand new character, I'm going to go into my abilities. I'm going to grab my quick travel. We always want to have our quick travel out. So I'm going to do a quick rundown of some things we might want to do when we're setting up our new character, besides changing our our interface editor. So you're going to want to go into preferences, which is Control P, or you can go here to the system drop down. And so I'm going to start from the bottom and go up. So down here, you can change all of the nameplates. So you might not want your own nameplate on. Usually you're going to want your enemy nameplates on so you can actually see who's an enemy. You can change if your companion has a nameplate. You can change if friendly players have nameplates. You can change if friendly NPCs have nameplates. And this makes it so you can change just how cluttered or uncluttered your screen is. Some players want like all the information, so like I often turn off this show class symbol or the guild heraldry. What's the other one? I usually don't want to see what guild people are in. I'm usually not that interested in all these little tiny details about other players. If I'm really curious, I'll just inspect a player, and I'll show you how to inspect a player when I find a player. I know one just ran by, but if I'm really that curious, I will inspect them instead of having it always showing on everybody, because it's just really clutters up the screen. So we can apply that. The next one we can look at is social. So in social, this is going to give us like the ability to ignore people randomly trading with us, ignore people randomly trying to group with us, ignore people randomly inviting us to random guilds we don't want to be in, the ability to ignore people trying to duel with you all the time, and then anything else. Oh, automatically declining stronghold keys. So some people are like, hey, come to my stronghold. For a while on this server, there was somebody that was going crazy trying to get, like 100 people in their stronghold on a time. So they were just spamming keys to their stronghold. So this is a way to kind of make it so people can't send you constant requests for certain things. The next preference, going up from the bottom, is about Starfighter. If you're interested in Starfighter, that's great. I don't really do Starfighter, and there's better YouTubers out there when it comes to Starfighter, so I recommend looking somewhere else for Starfighter information. Then the next one going up is about graphics. So I play in windowed mode, but here's where you can change from windowed to full screen, change the graphics. So maybe you are having a lot of lag and maybe you want to change your graphics to very low so that you're having less lag, or maybe you want to see what the game looks like on Ultra because you have a really awesome graphics package in your computer and your computer is some crazy great computer, so you want to change it to Ultra. I usually play on medium. I find that I can do most activities with very little lag on medium, so that's how I play. And this down here, you can start to customize stuff. So then if you want it to be custom, you would have to go down here to custom, and then you can change these settings here. If you come to the interface, user interface, this is where you start to decide what you are going to skip or not skip. So some of this is about, I really don't want you to send me a message when I phase in, or I don't want to see tutorial alerts, or so like this right here is a tutorial alert. I'm going to want to turn that off. Or if I do want to see the tutorials, how do I want that displayed? Or when I go to modify an item, I want a warning. And then down here, this has your subtitles for conversations. Sometimes that's nice because sometimes you have no idea what is being said. So it's nice to turn on those subtitles. Also, it is nice to have this conversation alignment gain. Kind of shows you how much light side or dark side points you're going to gain when you have a conversation. Then as you move down, there are ways to customize the world map. It already has it so it fades when you're moving, but say you don't want that, you can turn that option off. You can also, if you want the XY axis to be different, you can change that. Or, maybe you don't want it to flash red when you're being attacked, you can turn that off. Maybe you want a magnifying glass when your mouse is over the map, you want your mouse to be a magnifying glass instead of a mouse, so you can turn that on. So there's several options, and also you can change, so when the map fades, you can change how much it fades. Then here under tooltips, this is kind of nice. It's letting you know that you can customize a little bit about just how much tooltips you get, like detailed item tooltips. That might be something you want as a beginning player, because that's going to give you more information about the various things you're seeing. Operations frames you're not going to worry about until you're actually doing operations, which is endgame content. This might be nice if you're unsure in cooldown settings. This might be nice if you're unsure about how long something takes to cool down, so you might want some cooldown text. And then there's a variety of styles, and a variety of styles for the global cooldown as well. So let's put an apply on that so that while I play this character, you can see what that looks like. Then there are some confirmations for dialogue in the cartel market, which if you're free to play, you're probably not using the cartel market, or customizing your appearance. Let's see, Renowned is something you'll start getting at level 75, which I think as a free-to-play player, you can't even reach level 75, so we won't worry about that. And then amplifiers, we don't have any gear on yet that have amplifiers, but you can turn off the confirmation text here for amplifiers if you don't want to see that text. When we move to chat, you can kind of customize a little bit about the chat box here. So if you want there to be a ping if someone says your name in the chat, or if you want it to fade, like I have mine fade out. If you want your filter for profanity turned off, this is where you do it. I always leave mine off because I film a lot of videos. Then this is where you can adjust the sound. So I usually adjust the master volume down to a reasonable volume, and then change other aspects. So sometimes I find the voices are a little crazy, so maybe I'll turn the voices down. Maybe I don't want some of the sound effects to be so loud, like the blaster fire, or some of the lightsaber noises can be kind of crazy, so I'll adjust that. And then the ambient noises, so these are like the creature noises, the like various little noises that are going on. You can adjust how loud those are going to be. And then I have just simply turned the music off because I got a comment that people could not hear me over the music, so I just simply turned that to 0. And then in combat logging, this is just showing whether you defeated the enemy, whether you were defeated by the enemy, and then this, I'm not sure what that does, so I apologize. And then there's the fly text. You can go through this by yourself. Currently, apparently, I have it all on, so I guess that's saying, showing all those little numbers that fly off of you while you're in combat, whether you're being healed, whether your enemy is taking damage, whether you're taking damage. And then if we go into controls, this is where you can do that auto loot. You can put your camera on max distance, as I mentioned in a previous video. You can really not do much else here, but there's your controls. Okay, I'm going to leave this part here. In the next video, I'm going to talk about key bindings, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!